can!
It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here.
Hi, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. On the show today, the Punjab franchise sealed the 1-2 finish in the Indian Premier League, a first for them since 2014. Who to credit for this monumental season that they are having? And what did Shreyas Iyer and Ricky Ponting change about the team to bring about such a dramatic U-turn? Cristiano Ronaldo leaves a cryptic post that has created a huge flutter. Is that a hint for things to come? Seems like he is all set to make a move out of Saudi Arabia. Where will he head to? But more importantly, where should he go at this stage of his legendary career? And Liverpool's night of revelry ends in a nightmare. A car crashes into the crowd that was celebrating the Premier League win, injuring nearly 50 fans. What happened, and was there a massive security lapse? But first, a look at the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket and the Indian Premier League, India's cricket board, BCCI, has decided to pay a special tribute to India's armed forces during the IPL closing ceremony. The decision has been taken following India's terror strike as part of Operation Sindoor. The IPL final will take place in Ahmedabad's Narendra Modi Stadium on the 3rd of June. In England, a London club side suffered a record-breaking collapse after they were bowled out for just 2 runs. Richmond's fourth 11, chasing 427 runs in a 45-over match against North London, lost the match by 425 runs. 8 batters were dismissed for a duck. 1 run came from the bat and the other courtesy a wide. Over in football, Carlo Ancelotti picked his first squad as Brazil coach. The former Real Madrid manager left out Neymar from the World Cup qualifiers. The footballer hasn't featured for Brazil since October 2023. Richarlison and Casemiro made a return to the squad for the first time since 2023. Brazil will play Ecuador and Paraguay next month. On to tennis, world number 1 Jannik Sinner made a winning start to his Grand Slam return. The Italian is playing the French Open after serving a 3-month doping suspension. He beat Arthur Rinderknecht in straight sets. Sinner will now face Richard Gasquet as he eyes his first French Open title. And summing it up with news from WNBA, Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has been ruled out for at least 2 weeks. The point guard suffered a quad strain against the New York Liberty. Clark's absence would hurt her team in their quest for the title, as she has averaged 20 points so far. The Fever are 7th in Eastern Conference after the first 2 matches. We witnessed something special at the Indian Premier League, an occurrence that had not taken place in over a decade. And it's taken one dynamic duo to come together again to create magic. Captain Shreyas Iyer and coach Ricky Ponting have done the unthinkable. The two have taken Punjab to the top of the points table. It'll take Bengaluru exceptional cricket to topple them from that number 1 spot. Either ways, they have ensured a 1-2 finish, a finish in the top 2, giving them that extra chance to make it to the final. Now, you can almost sense it, that Punjab are onto something special. The signs were all there right from the day at the auction table, with Ricky Ponting's Punjab deciding to pick Shreyas Iyer and, of course, needless to say, as their captain. You knew this season would be different right from then, that you wouldn't be seeing the usual Punjab outfit. They always had the talent, they had the opportunities, yes, but it never quite came together like it has for them this particular season. The Punjab came into the auction with a huge purse. They decided to completely build a fresh side, a fresh perspective with a strong leadership. And they have succeeded. No matter the eventual result, no matter who lifts the IPL trophy this year, they've achieved the one thing Punjab never could all these years, and it's left one person particularly thrilled. She's been in the news for all the right reasons this year and is lapping up this win too last night in her own cheerful style. Owner Preity Zinta. And what a charismatic trio it's proving to be. One is a superstar, an outsider who made it big in Bollywood, breaking the nepotism glass ceiling. The second, an Aussie captain who did all he could as a player, has achieved everything, and of course won it all as a captain and wants to make a mark as a coach. The third, also someone who's lived on the edge, went to a point of seemingly no return, especially with his tryst with the Indian Cricket Board, not being picked in the test side to England, and has bounced back by doing what he does best. And Ponting very generously showered all praise on Iyer for having transformed the Punjab mindset.
Every single one of them would give Shreyas a great rap because he has spent a lot of time with them. He's pumped them up, and he's given them a kick in the pants when they've needed it as well. He's a man who has been so good and has a sparkle for captaincy. He has led this team superbly.
That sparkle for captaincy, he says, it's a phrase that will sit with me because Shreyas has talked the talk. He's created a change that is visible not just in the results, but in the way the team moves with each other, the players interact with each other. Listen in to one of their own, a star performer for Punjab, not just in this season, the previous one as well, speak about what really made the difference for them this year.
He has changed the team culture. He has changed our mindset. He has changed our beliefs. So all those things, the credit has to be to him. Because obviously, he is the one who changed our perspective towards the game. Culture, what I said, caring about each other, respecting each other.
What does he mean by change the team culture? Now, on the very first day, the very first rule both Ponting and Iyer laid down on the table was simple: no hierarchy. Every single person who was part of the franchise, right from the players, the support staff, even those who worked, whether it was the person who drove them to the practice sessions, they were all equal. There was no level or no order that was going to be followed. And you know what? Some of the best performances come with this, an openness, a sense of transparency that goes a long way. The only way you will perform well together on the field is if you are able to get along together outside the field. If you care for each other, if you set a warm, positive team culture, a dressing room where there is no place for egos or any negativity, that's the only kind of dressing room that will see success, that will see miracles taking place. And that's what's happened here. Shreyas Iyer and Ricky Ponting are the couple that seem to have the golden touch. They did it together in Delhi. Couldn't go all the way, unfortunately, faltered in that final hurdle. Shreyas did it in Kolkata last year, again proving that team dynamics and a unit coming together was going to be key and more successful any day over individual brilliance. And looks like Punjab is set to prove just that in this edition. The football season across the globe has come to an end, and while champions celebrate their triumphs at clubs, it's time to turn the page. A new chapter begins. The transfer market is about to open, and with it comes a wave of change. The biggest name on that list, none other than football legend Cristiano Ronaldo. For months now, he's been linked with a move away from Saudi Arabia, but now the Portuguese icon may have just confirmed it himself. His time at Al Nassr could be coming to a close. In a cryptic Instagram post, Ronaldo has added even more fuel to the already burning speculations. And here's what makes the post so significant: the timing of it. Ronaldo had just played his final game of the season for Al Nassr. He scored his 99th goal for the club in a 2-3 loss to Al Fateh. The result, another season without the league trophy. Al Nassr finished third, a familiar position in all 3 seasons since Ronaldo joined them. Now, despite his presence and undeniable impacts, the club has failed to secure major domestic silverware. Talks of a contract extension with Al Nassr have stalled, and with CR7's popularity showing no signs of slowing down, clubs from Brazil, America, Europe and even Africa have been linked to the superstar. Now here's where it gets a little interesting. With the first ever 32-team FIFA Club World Cup set to be held in the United States next year, a special transfer window opens from the 1st of June to the 10th of June, allowing participating clubs to sign up players exclusively for that tournament. And Ronaldo is said to be in talks with several of them. The newest club to enter the race, Morocco's Wydad Athletic Club, commonly known as Wydad Casablanca.
The president is very ambitious and is still working with some very big names. It is true that Cristiano is one of them.
Wydad is one of the clubs set to participate in the FIFA Club World Cup, and so a short-term deal with the Moroccan side wouldn't be all too surprising, especially for a player like Ronaldo, who has always sought new challenges. Like when he left Manchester United at the peak of his powers in his first stint. He conquered Spain with Real Madrid, only to pursue another challenge in Italy with Juventus. Then came back to Manchester before he eventually went to Saudi Arabia. Sure, the Saudi move didn't exactly yield what he wanted most, but this is the essence of Ronaldo. He doesn't stop. He's dominated Europe. He brought global attention to the Saudi League. Maybe now he's looking at Africa as his next mission, a short-term stint that could further cement his legacy in the sport. And of course, Ronaldo isn't short of offers either. In South America, Brazil's Botafogo is making headlines as a potential destination.
Christmas is only in December. But if he came, you can't say no to a star like that. Coaches always want the best. Ronaldo, even at his age, is still a goal-scoring machine. In a team that creates chance after chance, he would thrive.
When a name like Cristiano Ronaldo is available in the market, every continent would make a beeline for him, because the impact of players like Ronaldo and Messi go beyond trophies. It's an emotion. Wherever Ronaldo goes, fans will follow and clubs will embrace him. But now the question is not only where does Ronaldo want to go, but where should he go? He's still a goal-scoring machine, but can he truly compete in Europe at the highest level against young, fast defenders in high-intensity clashes? Rather unlikely. That's why a return to top-tier European football, including links to Chelsea, though exciting, seem a little far-fetched at this point. As Botafogo's coach rightly said, Ronaldo would thrive in a team that creates chance after chance. He's evolved into a pure striker, one who relies on service and positioning rather than pace and dribbling, which is why a return to Europe may not be on the cards. At this point, though, it's about Ronaldo pursuing his personal ambition and creating an atmosphere that energizes a locker room. So playing in new leagues, building their global presence and chasing the dream of a FIFA trophy, that's paramount. A short-term move to Brazil or Africa actually makes sense ahead of the Club World Cup. But if reports are to be believed, Ronaldo still wants to compete at the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States, which opens the door to a long-term deal in the MLS. And guess who's been linked? Inter Miami, a club already home to his greatest rival, Lionel Messi.
If we bring a player, we will bring him for entire season. He's not just going to come for Club World Cup. That would be disrespectful to those who've been with me since day one.
The coach has denied interest in a short-term deal, but if Miami are looking at a longer commitment, then America makes a lot of sense. Imagine the two GOATs, Ronaldo and Messi, playing together. TRP ratings would skyrocket, stadium attendances would hit all new time records, and it would take Major League Soccer's global appeal to the next level. And don't forget, the 2026 World Cup is in America. The only missing trophy in Ronaldo's legendary career is the World Cup. And that dream is still alive. If anyone can chase it, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, a move that doesn't just make headlines, but potentially gives the perfect storybook ending to one of the greatest careers in footballing history. So what do you think? Where should Ronaldo go next? Will we see him in Morocco, Brazil, or America? Joy, sorrow, grief. Three powerful emotions rarely experienced all at once. But for Liverpool fans, this unimaginable mix became a chilling reality. What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into one of horror. Thousands gathered to celebrate Liverpool's Premier League title win, a moment fans had been waiting for over 35 years. And since COVID restrictions denied them a night of revelry in 2020, this parade was long overdue. But just when joy filled the air, mayhem struck. A car plowed through a packed crowd, injuring nearly 50 people, including children. The police have arrested a 53-year-old man in connection with the incident. What went wrong, and was this a major security lapse at one of the city's biggest events in decades?
Liverpool, a club steeped in footballing heritage. The giants who helped shape English football through the 20th century. But their last league title before 2020 came 30 years earlier. And when they won it back in 2020, the pandemic robbed the fans of a proper celebration. Fast forward to 2025. Under new manager Arne Slot, Liverpool reclaimed the Premier League crown. And this time, fans were ready. The streets of Liverpool turned into a sea of red. Thousands of fans, young and old, finally rejoicing together. But all of that was short-lived as tragedy unfolded right in the heart of the celebrations. A car suddenly rammed into the crowd, causing panic and devastation. Nearly 50 people were injured, including children. At least 27 were rushed to the hospital. 2, an adult and a child, remain in critical condition. Police arrested a 53-year-old man and say that this wasn't a terror attack.
Is that we believe this to be an isolated incident, and we are not currently looking for anyone else in relation to it. The incident is not being treated as terrorism.
As the city reels from the incident, tough questions are being asked. Even UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has expressed concern. And fans, many still in shock, are wondering, how did this happen? How did a vehicle get so close to a tightly packed victory parade? Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Liverpool has seen tragedy strike a football celebration. In 1989, during the FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest at Hillsborough Stadium, overcrowding led to a fatal human crush. The result, 97 deaths and over 700 injuries. It's still regarded as Britain's worst sporting disaster, a nightmare. Over in the United States, similar celebratory events have turned tragic. Earlier this year, during a Super Bowl parade in Philadelphia, 2 people were shot dead. A year before that, the Kansas City Chiefs rally saw a deadly shooting where 1 person was killed and over 24 injured. But unlike Hillsborough, which was a case of mismanagement in a stadium, victory parades are highly planned events. So the pressing question now is, how did a car breach a security area during one of the city's largest events? Roads were supposed to be closed. Security was expected to be tight. Crowds were packed so densely that even fans found it hard to move. So how did a vehicle manage to enter that space? Police may have ruled out terrorism, but was this a failure in planning and execution? did lapses in security turn Liverpool's biggest night into one of its darkest. The people of Liverpool deserved a night of joy. Instead, they're left with trauma, unanswered questions, and a painful memory.
Time for last serve. Over in London, two clubs managed to have an incident-free celebration. Arsenal's women's side gave fans something to rejoice. The women's team came together to relive their Champions League triumph with fans outside the Emirates Stadium. And Crystal Palace took out a full-blown victory rally to commemorate their FA Cup win. Take a look. That wraps it up here on First Sports. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, do take care. Bye-bye.